Hi all. Today we are going to discuss about two important services. One is CloudWatch and then CloudTrail. So we'll basically see what is CloudWatch, how Amazon CloudWatch works, what all the CloudWatch terminologies, CloudWatch metrics, CloudWatch custom metrics, CloudWatch logs, and we'll see how we can configure for CloudWatch logs for EC2 instance. Then we'll see CloudWatch events, CloudWatch dashboards, and CloudWatch alarms. After that, we'll see AWS CloudTrail and CloudTrail events. I'll show some demos for CloudWatch as well as CloudTrail. Amazon CloudWatch is a service that you can use to monitor your AWS resources and your application in real time. So basically, you can say CloudWatch is a monitoring service. This is a guard, you can say. This is a security guard or some monitoring. Someone is monitoring to your infrastructure. That is CloudWatch. So with CloudWatch, what we can do, we can collect and track the metrics. So the metrics generated from the resources, we can collect and track those metrics. Logs, we can collect, monitor and analyze and store the log files. Basically, your Amazon CloudWatch is a repository for storing metrics and logs. So logs can be from your EC2 instance, logs can be from your Lambda function, from your API gateway, from your container service. Those logs will be captured and stored in CloudWatch. Events, send some notification when certain events happen. If any events happen to your resources, you can send some notifications to maybe your notification service, or you can send some mail if any events occur. Alarms, react in real time to metrics and events. So alarms basically react to if any events occur or anything wrong occurs that you have decided, that you have fixed. If anything wrong occurs, those alarms will occur in your CloudWatch. AWS CloudWatch offers two monitorings, either basic monitoring and detailed monitoring for your supported AWS services. Basic monitoring is, you can say, no charge, free of cost. So basic monitoring sends data points to Amazon CloudWatch every 5 minutes for a limited number of pre-selected metrics. So if you opt for basic monitoring, it will only send some limited number of pre-selected metrics. Some pre-selected or some important metrics will be sent to CloudWatch, not all metrics, and it will be sent in every 5 minutes. So the duration will be 5 minutes. So in every 5 minutes, those data points will be sent to your CloudWatch. But in case of detailed monitoring, it sends the data points to Amazon CloudWatch every minute and allows data aggregation for an additional charge. So detailed monitoring is chargeable, and it will send almost all your metrics, and it will send in every 1 minute. If you want to use detailed monitoring, you must enable it. So by default your basic monitoring enable for your services, but if you want to enable detailed monitoring, you have to enable that option, and it is chargeable. How Amazon CloudWatch works? So Amazon CloudWatch is basically a metrics and logs repository. Basically our logs and metrics store in Amazon CloudWatch. An AWS service such as your Amazon EC2 load balancer puts metrics into repository and you retrieve statistics based on those metrics. If you put your own custom metric into the repository, you can retrieve statistics on the metrics as well. So basically there can be two ways for the metrics, your AWS metrics as well as you can also put your custom metrics. So it's here, see how Amazon CloudWatch work. Here is the AWS resources that use CloudWatch. Here is some AWS resources, as well as you can also send some custom data using your API, and you are just sending to the CloudWatch. So CloudWatch, the metric can be like your CPU percentage, your hours or week count, like your CPU percentage, some other metrics. Those metrics will be sent to Amazon CloudWatch. And using those metrics, there will be some graphical representation of the statistic. You can see in the graphical way for some duration, or maybe for week or a day, or maybe some hour basis. You can see those statistics in the CloudWatch UI. And you can use your AWS management console or maybe other applications to see the statistics. And you can set some alarm based on your statistic, based on your metric, and you can send some notification to 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 you, or maybe for your client. And also you can do some actions, or you can do some auto scaling to increase your CPU capability or your compute capability. There is some terminologies of Amazon CloudWatch. One is namespace. Namespace is you can say it is a container for CloudWatch metric, where you can store your metric. Like if you think about your S3 bucket, your bucket is a container for your objects. So similarly here you have to create some namespace, and under the namespace you can store your metrics. Metrics in different namespace are isolated from each other, so there can be more than one namespace. So metrics in different namespace are isolated from each other. What is metric? Metrics, it represents a time order set of data points, so that are published to CloudWatch. So I'll show you how the metrics looks like and how it's stored in Amazon CloudWatch. Dimensions. A dimension is a name value pair that is part of your identity of a metric. You can assign up to 10 dimensions to a metric. So suppose you are working for custom metric, so you need to know detail about what is metrics, what is dimension, how we can use some APIs to store the dimensions, some metrics, send some dimensions or metrics to CloudWatch. Then statistics. Statistics are metric data aggregation over a specified period of time. So CloudWatch provides statistics based on your metric data points provided. So as per your metric, your data points, it will show some statistics of your data for a time basis, some time period, maybe for 1 week or maybe 1 day. So whatever data you want to see in the screen, you can choose, or you can select those period and see those statistics in CloudWatch. Alarms. You can use alarm to automatically initiate some actions on your behalf. So suppose you don't know, you just launch some environment in AWS, but you don't know when something occur, means something wrong occur in your resources, and in that case your CloudWatch will constantly monitor and alert some alarms. If you set some alarms, it will alert to you, or you can send some mails to you, right? An alarm watches a single metric over a specified time of period. So alarm will constantly watch your metric over a specified time period and performs one or more specified action. So when you create one alarm, so you have to select those metric and select those time period, and also add those actions, right? So based on the value of the metric relative to a threshold over time, so you have to select some threshold as per your metric, and you can also do some actions. So when anything wrong occur, means you will get some notification, or your alarm will action those items. So any questions till now?
No.
CloudWatch metrics. So metrics are data about performance of your system. CloudWatch provides metrics for every services in AWS. So for example, if you are launching one EC2 instance, so for the EC2 instance, these are the metrics like CPU utilization. CPU utilization means it is a unit like comes from 0 to 100. What percentage of my CPU is utilizes for a particular instance. So those CPU utilization will comes for every 5 minutes or every 1 minute. And also another metric is network in, network out, network packets out, disk read bytes. These are the metrics. So metrics belongs to namespace. Your metric will be stored in the namespace. Dimension is an attribute of a metric. So dimension is a attribute of metric like your instance ID, environment, all those details is will come in dimensions. So up to 10 dimensions per metric. So metric have timestamps. So every metric have timestamps in when this metric occur. So those timestamp will be also with metrics. So can create CloudWatch dashboards or metrics. So let's see. I'll show you what is metrics and how it looks like. So for that we need to go to CloudWatch. Here is the service CloudWatch, or you can search here. If not listed here, you can search your CloudWatch like this. Here is the metric. You can see all the metric. And here some metrics of your EC2 instance, your EBS, your DynamoDB, right? So suppose I'll go to EC2 instance. Actually currently there is no EC2 instance running. I will show you the metrics of some older data, because currently I don't have any EC2 instance is running. Maybe if you see custom, if I check the maybe 3 months, right? So for the 3 month, maybe I can select. Here is some metric name. Metric name is metadata node token, your CPU utilization, network packets out, CPU utilization, network in, network out. This is the metric name, and this is the your resource name, your instance ID, the resource. So if I select this and see this, maybe here is something showing for the date 3/12. So I have launched one instance during this time, so I can see those metrics here. So here my CPU utilization is 28%, and network in is like there is some number 7050 770 757 and some network out, network packets in. So every details is you can see here. If you are running some EC2 instance, you can go and you can see here. You can also see from EC2 instance site. I think I don't have any EC2 instance. If you have any EC2 instance, you can select and see some monitoring. One monitoring button will be there. From the monitoring, you can also see these details. Also for EBS also, EBS having different metric. As EBS is a volume. EBS is a volume, so their metric is different from EC2 instance. So their metric like volume read bytes, volume total read time. So I can select volume read OPS operation, volume idle time. So there are many metric you can see at your own. And similarly you can go to other metric like your DynamoDB. For the DynamoDB, DynamoDB is a NoSQL database. So you can see some table metrics like consume write capacity, consume read capacity. You can see these two metrics here: consume read capacity and consume write capacity. This is the AWS resource metrics. But suppose you want to analyze your own custom metrics, you can also publish your metrics. So you can publish your own metric to CloudWatch using AWS CLI or an API. So using CLI or API, you can publish your metric. You can view statistical graphs of your published metrics with AWS Management Console. CloudWatch stores data about a metric as a series of data points. So CloudWatch stores data about a metric in a series of data points, like data point 1, 2, 3, like some series of data points. Each data point has an associated timestamp. So every metric have a timestamp. So for your custom metric, those metrics I shown, that is created by AWS. So every resource is sending their metrics to CloudWatch. But if you want to create your own metric, so you can use this put metric data. So I'll show you one. So for that I need to create one namespace. So here I want to create one namespace. One minute. I'm just checking where to create a namespace. Otherwise, you can use your CLI. Okay, you can see CloudWatch name. Create namespace. I want to create some namespace. Yes, here is some. Create namespace, account ID. 1 minute. Open the cloud map console and cloud map. 1 minute. Here is namespace. Create a namespace. Maybe I can use this namespace, my namespace. Create a namespace. So namespace is going to create. You can publish your own metric to CloudWatch using AWS CLI or API. So we're going to put some metric. So here is some CLI call. So I'll use this, copy. So, notepad, and let me explain about this metric. So first is AWS and the service is CloudWatch. The API is put metric data. This is the put metric data. It will write your own metric. So next is metric name. The metric name is buffer and the namespace is my namespace. So this namespace has been created, and then after that we are writing the metric, like unit is byte, value is this, and the dimension is instance ID, right? This is some dummy data, right? Instance ID, instance type. This is some dummy data. This is not any actual data. See, let's open CLI. Maybe I can change it instance ID to different ID, and this is some large. Okay. Right, we can change to mid. Right, I have written some metrics in my CloudWatch, some custom metrics. Let's see. Here is my namespace has been created. Here is the namespace that I created just now, and it is having instance. I have given those instance type like M1 mid, M1 large, M1 small, right? And using some same instance ID, and this metric name is buffer. This has been created. So if uh, you are running some custom resources in your own data center, or maybe you are using some other resources from other cloud also, you can send some metrics. You can create some program or any software, so that will constantly send some metrics to CloudWatch, and here you can see your metrics, and also in a graph way also you can see, graphical way you can also see. So any questions till now or any confusion?
So, is there any graphical way? I could not see that.
Which one?
You told you can also see in graphical.
Yeah, graphical way in this way. Actually, here is one point. Actually, I don't have much data because I have deleted all your resources. What you can do, you can launch one EC2 instance or some EBS, and you can go to the CloudWatch and click your all metrics. Here you can change your time, custom time to maybe 1 hour or 1 day, and you can see some graphical information will come. And also in the dashboard, if you go to the dashboard, there will be, you can also see here, but there is no data actually. Currently I don't have any data, So I can show you I have all deleted my resources, so no data is coming. But while running your EC2 instance, you can see those data will come. Or in future, if I launch any EC2 instance, I will show you this CloudWatch metrics in a graphical manner. And also there are many types of graph you can also select and see. Okay. Or I can see some, if I can, if any S3 data is there, I think my S3 bucket is there. Yes. Storage metrics. See, here is some data is there. Yeah, bucket size. The bucket size is 218976 byte, and like my website, there is some bucket size also there. You can see this way. And here different type of graphs is there. The line and stacked area, you see this way, and also bar. This is the bar, and also pie chart is there. You can see in the pie chart also. This is the pie chart. I think it's clear now.
Yes.
Then CloudWatch logs. So here we saw the CloudWatch metrics, and also we'll see some graphical way of your CloudWatch metrics. Also, Amazon CloudWatch, we can use your logs to store at CloudWatch. So Amazon CloudWatch logs used to monitor, store, and access logs files from the EC2 instance, your AWS CloudTrail, Route 53, and other resources. CloudWatch can collect logs from Elastic Beanstalk, the collection of logs from applications, or ECS. ECS is a container-based service collection from all the containers, and AWS Lambda. From the Lambda also, it will collect the logs. VPC flow logs. So I demo you how to store in S3. So in similar way, you can also use Amazon CloudWatch. VPC specific logs and API gateway. From the API gateway, you can also store the logs at CloudWatch. So CloudTrail based on filter. CloudWatch logs agent, for example, on EC2 machines. So for the EC2 instance, you have to install some agent that is called CloudWatch agent. CloudWatch agent, you can say some software or some application where you have to install in the EC2 machines, so that the CloudWatch agent will constantly send some logs to your CloudWatch service. Route 53. You can also log some DNS queries from the Route 53. Route 53 is domain name service from AWS. CloudWatch logs for EC2. So by default, no logs from your EC2 machine will go to CloudWatch. So by default there is no logs. But if you want, if you need to run CloudWatch agent on EC2 to push the logs files to you want. So in that case, you have to install the CloudWatch agent. One application is coming, one service is coming. The name is CloudWatch agent. You have to install in EC2 instance. So make sure IAM permissions are correct. So you have to provide the correct IAM role to your EC2 instance, so that it can communicate to your CloudWatch log. The CloudWatch log agent can be set up on premises too. You can also install on premises on your own virtual machine also. So it will send the logs to CloudWatch. So we'll see how to set up a CloudWatch alarm. Let's see how to set up a. Basically, what alarm will do, alarm will check your metric and your condition. You have to specify some conditions, and it will constantly check your metric, and you will check your condition and your timeline, right? And accordingly, if anything, any wrong occur, it will send notify you, or if you want to do some actions, also your CloudWatch alarm will do that actions. So let's see. Here is the alarm. So currently there is no alarm. Okay, one alarm is there. Yeah, I have generated this for SMS overused. So if any SMS sent from my notification service if overused, I have set this alarm. So I will set another alarm for maybe EC2 instance. So create an alarm. So select a metric. Currently I don't have any instance. So anyway, I can select any metric. So maybe I can use EC2 instance or any SQS. Okay, let me select EC2 instance. So as you all created EC2 instances, you know this metrics also. So here you have to select one metric of a instance. So maybe I can use some CPU utilization. Yes, I can select this CPU utilization, right? And I am selecting this metric. Select this metric. And here you have to specify the metric and the conditions. So we have to specify the conditions here. So condition means here is the condition. So period of 5 minutes. If it will continue this condition for period of 5 minutes, then your alarm will occur. Or you can also change. Maybe I can change to 1 minute. And the condition type is two types. One static condition and another is anomaly detection. The static condition means you can provide any conditions here, but this anomaly means this will be like this will detected by your there is some machine learning from your AWS side, so they will detect as per your previous data or in the future data. They will check your previous data and they will decide. So this time I can use the static one. So static one is like condition is CPU utilization is greater than threshold, equal to threshold, lower equal to threshold, or lower than the threshold. So here my threshold could be a number like 90%. So here if my CPU utilization increases more than 90%, then this alarm will occur. So suppose my instance is running, right? My instance is running and uh, maybe some load increases to my CPU, and now load increases to more than 100% CPU utilization, and at that case one notification will send to me so that I can perform the future action. I need to add more instances or I can increase the capability of that instance, and accordingly I can do that. So there is additional information. Go to next. So in alarm, so I can also send some notifications or send some mails. So for that I need to choose one SNS topic. On also auto scaling action you can do. So if any problem occur or if this condition met, I can also increase auto scale. I can increase or decrease my EC2 instance in that auto scaling group. Or you can use also system manager action. System manager is a service which manages your systems. So if you want to install some software or update some systems, you can also do in system manager action. So here I can use this SNS topic, or I can use some select some topic. I think there is no topic. Yeah, there is no topic now. Okay, leave it. Next. I think I need to create one SNS topic. Next. So my alarm name is CPU organization. Next. Here is see, this is the line, like if it will go beyond 90%, then I will get an alarm. So here is all the conditions. Namespace is your AWS EC2. Your metric name is CPU utilization. Your instance ID is this, and instance name is not specified because this instance is not running now. And your statistic is average and period of 1 minute. If your CPU utilization is 90% on an average for a period of 1 minute, then you will get one email from AWS that your CPU utilization increased. So you can create one alarm, and this is one alarm. So previously one SMS overused alarm was there, and now I have created CPU utilization increased. So in this way you can create your alarm in AWS CloudWatch. You can try your own. You can create one EC2 instance, then you can try to increase the CPU utilization. So for the CPU utilization increase to 100%, there is some command. You can use this command. Yes, here is the command. You can use this. No stress. Yeah, use this one. If you use this, your CPU utilization will increase to 100%. So in that case, you will get one alarm, right? You can try your own. Otherwise, I will discuss in the next session how to get one SNS notification using your alarm.